pick up his first personal. Unfortunately, still a double bonus for Artesia.
Ross standing right next to the play. He saw the whole thing, at least in his eyes. It didn't look like it was going to be a foul.
That will put Cale Hotling on the line. He has yet to shoot a free throw, has no points yet. They are 3 for 4 on the line for 75%, and the first one is up and good. Hotling's first point of the ball game. That is the 5th scorer now for Artesia. The Hobbs Eagles have only had 3 in the books, and just 2 of those guys that made buckets. Of course, Turbiatis 2 for 4 on the line. 17-11 after that made free throw. One more for Hotling is up and good, a switch. He's got 2 now. 18-11. That's not the biggest lead. They had a big 10-point lead earlier in this quarter. Payne with the basketball. He has pressure against him. Trap. He gets across up the near sideline. Now in the front court, right corner. Double team against him, including Vega. Lost the ball. Vega stripped it out of his hands. Turner number 6. Vega comes down the lane, gets bodied up by Parker Henderson. They didn't see the foul there, but the ball squirted out. They're going to say it was touched by the Eagles, maybe Henderson's foot or something, but it will be Artesia basketball on the left of the rim. 28 seconds left, first quarter. Eagles down by 7. Inbounding is Tootie McNeil for Artesia. Has a man open. Vega left corner. Fadeaway 3 off the back of the rim. Loose at the free throw line. Picked up by McNeil. He'll shoot for the free throw and nails the jumper right through the net. He's got 4. 20-11. Eagles down by 9. To the front court, or back court. McGahey, far left side. Gets it down to Parker Henderson at the right block. He fumbles the basketball. Misjudged it. It was coming right down to his hands and just flipped it off his fingertips out of bounds. Should have had that one for a dunk, but that'll be turnover number 7 instead. Both teams have turned over 7 times. Inbound to half court to McNeil. Comes across. He gets stripped by Hernandez off the foot of Vega. Top of the arc. And coming up with it, diving on the court was Braddock Beatty, but that's going to run out the clock. But they do get a foul before the buzzer. We'll have to wait and see who this is against. If that is a foul on Artesia, that'll be a 5th foul, will be a bonus. And boy, Coach Monaghan's running out to midcourt yelling the game should have been called on the first quarter buzzer, but I think there might have been a foul right before that.
I think so too. It just happened to be coincidental. No, he's wiping it off.
Oh, Monaghan went out on the court, and now Coach Ross is saying, what the heck? You had a fist up in the air, referee. That should have been stopped, and a 5th foul would have been a double bonus.
And it doesn't look like Ronald Ross is going to be able to win this argument.
Boy, talk about a great job for Braddock Beatty, football player that he is, also basketball, diving on the floor on his stomach, sliding across the hardwood. I'm sure he's got a couple of abrasions after that one.
Oh, yeah, definitely going to feel it, but not right now. He's got too much of that energy and that adrenaline going on, so he can't feel it right now.
Yeah, they're going to not count that foul, so that will keep it at 20-11. We'll take a quick 30-second break. Your Eagles trail Artesia 20-11, tournament championship in Artesia.
Welcome back to the City Championship as we are in the Classic against Artesia. Hobbs trailing by 9, 20-11 with the call. Here he is, your friend, my friend, Ty Friend.
Eagles getting 7 points from Abraham Payne in the first quarter. 2 apiece for Parker Henderson on a bucket, and Jairus Turbiatis 2 for 4 on the free throw line. Lots of guys scoring for Artesia, 8 for Trent Eglund. 4 apiece for McNeil and Vega to lead. Of course, Vega, former Hobbs Eagle. Hobbs will get the ball to start this second quarter, and we're seeing Amron Wheeler in the game now, top of the arc, gives over to Pena left wing with the jab step. To Turbiatis left corner for 3 off the back of the rim, high, and chased down on the right baseline for Artesia by Kincaid, his 4th rebound, and looks like a little stumble action going on there. I'm not sure they're going to call that a foul or a travel. No, it's a travel, so that will be a turnover for Artesia, their 9th of the ball game. No, they're giving it back to him. What do they call? He was on the baseline. I guess the ball got knocked out, so no turnover for that. They're giving it back to Artesia. The inbound on the far right sideline to Hutling. Back deep to the middle of the free throw line backcourt to Eglund. Throws it across to Campbell. In the front court now against Pena's defense around the right circle. Unloads the basketball to Hotling. Dumps it down low to the right block to Kincaid, but overthrows him out of bounds. And there is the 9th turnover now for Artesia. And had a little bit of trouble setting up that play as the Eagles, though, trail by 9 with 7:24 remaining here in the second quarter. Championship game here in Artesia. The pass comes across to Hodge in the front court, over to the right corner, Wheeler. He spots up a three, hits off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound on the right block, pulled down by Campbell, his second for Artesia. Dribbles into the front court on the right wing, unloads to Hotling in the right corner. Three is off the side of the rim. Turbiatis rips it down from the block, his second board. Outlet to Payne on the far left sideline. He's in the front court, stop and go. Goes through traffic down the lane. They're going to call the hold foul as he was getting into the paint off the dribble. As he'll get that one against Artesia's Cale Hotling, his first. That'll be the first team foul here in the second quarter, as returning for the Eagles off the bench will be Jordan Caceres for Pena. Eagle basketball left of the rim. Soria will be the inbound man. Hodge, Caceres, Wheeler, and Turbiatis on the court. Soria looking for somebody to get open to the left corner. Hodge, crossover move, leans and shoots a runner off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound Wheeler, he backs into the hoop, throws up a glass shot off the right side and puts it through, using his big body that time. Wheeler 2 points and a rebound. Long pass to the other end, 20-13. A little shot put action coming down the right baseline and throwing it up off his shoulder was Campbell. He's got 4 points. 22-13, Eagles down by 9. Caceres on the near sideline backcourt, cross court left to Hodge. Hodge with a shake and bake against 3 defenders. One hand bounce pass to Caceres right wing to Wheeler on the right baseline. They're going to call the travel. Looked like Wheeler might have taken a first step and then dribbled. So that will be a turnover for the Eagles, which is number 8 in the ball game.
They're getting ahead of himself as well as the ball. So you just got to be cool and calm and make sure you watch your feet.
22-13, Artesia up by 9. 6:24 remaining in the second. Ball in the backcourt to Campbell in the paint. He's going to dribble hard to the far right and then backing off a little bit as Turbiatis now is going to get right into shorts. One hands it down to the right corner to Vega. Double team against him, then picked up by Caceres. Top of the circle. Pivoting against Hodge, and Caceres has a lot of pressure. Peyton Hodge getting a piece of the ball, taken by Caceres. Turnover number 10. Bounce pass back to Hodge, and they give it go and lays it in for 2 on the right side. Defense leading to scoring for the Eagles. Hodge with his first bucket. We got a whistle. Might have been a delay of game call here. Oh, we got Soria going face-to-face with Charlie Campbell. The 2 number 3 guards are not liking each other right now.
No, there may be some words going on either way. Yeah, it is definitely a heated-up moment that needs to be cooled.
The official coming to the table now to see what the call was. Yeah, delay of game warning against the Eagles. So that one more happening of that will be a technical. They got to be careful. Don't want to get too far ahead of themselves here. Artesia going to their bench. Corbin Dominguez, he checks in for Cale Hotling. Eagles have had 7 points from Pena so far. 2 apiece for Henderson, Hodge, and Turbiatis. And for Artesia, it's Eglin 8, 4 for McNeil and Vega, 2 apiece for Hotling and Campbell. Another whistle before the inbound. They're going to call Caceres for something on the opposite baseline left, and they call the hold. Coach Ross coming up to half court wanted to know what the call was, and the referee told him to get back. So they call that against Caceres, his first. That'll be the first team foul against the Eagles here in the second quarter. Now on the right baseline, the inbound is Eglin. Bounces in left side to Dominguez. Goes into the timeline, high to Campbell. Back to Dominguez and the give and go. Goes to lefty layup. It's rejected high in the air by Wheeler and then gets tied up quickly. We got some physicality going on. Him and his opponent, Clay Kincaid, are doing the do-si-do on the left block. Jump ball, but you got to give Wheeler the rebound on that one. That kid, the sophomore, is battling with the big boys.
Exactly. He was not wanting to let up and definitely wanted to make sure that he had the ball.
2 rebounds for Amron Wheeler, who checked in here in the second quarter. Eagles still down by 7. 5:45 left, second quarter. Peyton Hodge gets the inbound near side. Double team, bounces it across the Soria right wing. Drives the lane on the right to left slide. Back door to Wheeler with the layup on the right. It finally rolls in for 2. Wheeler's on fire. 4 points and 2 rebounds. A 5-point Artesia lead. In the front court, they try a scoop pass down the lane over the head of 6'8" Clay Kincaid. Ball sails out of bounds, and that'll be another Artesia turnover. Already at double digits, 12 turnovers so far. Make it 11.
That looked like an alley-oop, but it was an alley-oops.
Yeah, he threw an underhand, though, which is not a good place to do it. Coming across the timeline, weaving through traffic. Here comes Peyton Hodge. Underhands it down low to Wheeler. This time his shot is rejected. Rebound by the Eagles. Soria right back to Wheeler. He leads and shoots, rejected again. 2 block shots by the big kid. That was Kincaid. Going the other direction. They give it to Vega. Misses the layup. Rejected, but put back up and in on the rebound right side by Eglin. 10 points and 2 rebounds for him. 24-17 at the other end. 3 on the way for Caceres, left wing. Hard off the back of the rim. Ball's tipped around. Turbiatis chases it down and dribbles out right wing. Over to Caceres in the left side circle. Gives it over to the side again. 3 for Hodge off the top of the arc, or off the top of the backboard. No good. And a rebound for Artesia. In transition off the dribble in the front court is Dominguez. Spots over to the right corner of Vega. His three off the mark. Put back up on the left block and scored by Kincaid. His first bucket of the game and 5 rebounds. A 9-point Artesia lead. In the front court, Peyton Hodge unloads the right wing to Casares. 26-17, over the left side to Turbiatis, outside the circle. Stop and go dribble. Shot from the middle of the free throw line, off the back of the rim. Rebound by Soria. Lefty layup on the scoop is fouled. His butt slides across the baseline, but he's going to get 2 foul shots out of this one. So Soria picking up his second rebound. And we got the foul against Corbin Dominguez, his first, second team foul against Artesia. Finally, some breathers are going to be out there as both teams going to have a chance to think about what they're doing.
Exactly, and Hobbs is a little lucky that they're only down by 9 right now. Artesia's on fire, and definitely Hobbs needs to answer that real quickly.
Soria misses his first free throw. He's 0 for 3 this season now after that one, but he'll get one more opportunity here. Of course, the Eagles were down 20-11 at the end of one, and that's 6 points for both teams, 26-17 now in this second quarter. One more shot for Soria. Trying to get his first point of the ball game. It's up and it is good. He went 1 of 2, and now it's 26-18. On the court again for the Eagles is a substitution, and that is Josiah Clay as he comes in for Soria. An 8-point Artesia lead. Inbound to the free throw line of the backcourt to Campbell, sends it down the far right side, dribbling across, slowing it down on the right wing. Now is McNeil. Gets rejected. Great D. Josiah Clay stepping over with Peyton Hodge with the double team and slapping out of bounds on that far right sideline. Boy, it's hot in this gymnasium, Ron.
It is, and of course, this big crowd, small area, doesn't help.
Yeah, this is the original gym that Artesia used, the big red brick building. Inbound to the right wing to Campbell, spinning against some tough pressure. Clay gets a hand on it, slapped the ball away, then a whistle. I'm not sure they're going to say he got the steal first or not. Nope. They're calling. He's going to call him first. That's or make that Josiah Clay that gets the foul. Thought they were going to give him the steal and then the foul on Artesia, but he would have been off to the races too. Second team foul against the Eagles, first on Clay. Inbound from the right wing to the right corner. Fadeaway 3 is on the way off the back of the rim, high by McNeil. We got a tie-up. Turbiatis rips it around for the rebound at the free throw line, picking up his 4th board. Outlet to the far side to Hodge in the front court. Slows it down with a screen from Turbiatis. Over to the right wing, and a lot of happy feet there for Josiah Clay before he dribbled, kind of slid him around a little bit and kind of hopping on the toes too, and picks up, unfortunately, a travel. The ninth turnover for the Eagles compared to 11 for Artesia, although the Bulldogs have an 8-point lead.
Yeah, eager to get around his opponent, but instead forgot about the ball.
Inbound to the back deep of the backcourt to Hotling, sends it across the timeline to Campbell on the far right, down to the right corner to Williams. Returns to Campbell, right side arc. He's guarded closely by Clay. Up top to circle to Eglin. Backing it out against Turbiatis, doesn't like the D. Sends it to the right side to Williams. Fires a 3 out the front of the rim, no good. And we got a rebounding foul on the left block. Battling for it was Hotling and Pena. We'll see which guy they get it against. Looks like it's going to go against Hobbs regardless. That's the 3rd team foul. They'll charge that one to the Eagles' Abraham Pena, second personal. Left baseline inbound for Artesia. McNeil to throw it in. Underneath the hoop, bouncing into the left block. Back it in as Eglin, gives it back to McNeil. Drives the lane, lefty layup, but he misses off the side of the rim. Rebound by Eagles. Parker Henderson, his second board up ahead to Pena. Spins against 2 defenders, leads to the basket, lays it up hard off the right glass and scores. Artesia dancing around on defense, didn't get set, and getting him to pay for it. Pena, a chance for a 3-point play.
Absolutely, it was a great drive to the other end. Drove the lane, had 2 defenders, like you said. Was able to work it in and be able to get the and one as well.
Yeah, Coach Monaghan not a happy camper. That's the 3rd foul on Charlie Campbell. Both teams with 3 fouls apiece. And now the shot for Pena is up and good. Continues to be perfect this season from the charity stripe. Beautiful free throw shooting, 14 of 14 after that one.
Back to 5.
26-21. Long pass across the timeline is rejected, and Turbiatis gets a steal. Turner number 12 for Artesia. Into the front court, slowing it down. The handoff to Pena, right wing. Wraparound pass to Henderson on the right block. Gets it knocked out of his hands. They're going to call the foul. The hook from behind by Stephen Williams. Boy, Henderson's got 3 guys on his shorts that time, trying to get around him, and that time they get the foul on Williams, his first. That's a 14th foul, 1 away from the double bonus for Hobbs.
Yeah, Henderson doesn't always have to deal with these tall players like he is now.
Make that inbound from Josiah Clay to the right wing. It's loose. Artesia saves it, but right back to Pena. Fakes a 3, dribbles into 18, throws up a shot, is fouled from behind. Ball just squirts low, no chance going towards the rim, but the foul called on Tootie McNeil out of position that time from behind. So McNeil's got his first. That's a 15th foul, so double bonus the rest of this first half for the Eagles. And you got the guy you want on the line right now, Abraham Pena, 1 for 1 on his first attempt. He's got 10 points to lead the Eagles, and this one bounces around the rim and rolls through on the toilet flush, luckily for Hobbs.
Shooter's touch on that one once again. Yeah, hit every place on the rim and then decided to go into the cylinder.
Eagles are 5 of 8 from the charity stripe so far here in this first half on the line. Second shot for Pena, and this one hard off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound underneath the hoop for Artesia. Ripping it down is Jack Byers. Goes it across the timeline, gets it back. Backdoor with a pass on the right block, and that's Clay Kincaid going high for 2 off the right side glass. He's got 4 points here in this second quarter. 28-22, a 6-point Artesia lead. Pena going to slow it up. 2-3 zone for Artesia in the half-court D. Over left to Peyton Hodge. Return to Pena. Trying to move the rotation over the right side. Gives it off to Clay. Returns to Pena. Swing left to Hodge. NBA 3 on the way on the backed-up zone. No good. Rebound. Parker Henderson goes up. Goes a shot. No good. And a rebound. Puts it over the rim and scores. Over the front. So Henderson now with 4 points and 3 rebounds. Quick shot from the other end. Vega with a fadeaway 3 from the left side. He nails his first tray of the game. He's got 7 points. 31-24. It's Artesia by 7 with 2:05 left, second quarter. Into the front court. Josiah Clay picks up his second travel. He's been catching passes, Ron, outside the arc, and then shuffling his feet, kind of a hippity-hop-like type of look, and that's happened 2 times here in this quarter.
Lost control of his body is what happened on that one. Tried to adjust, and of course at that time he lost his pivot foot and got called for the travel.
Yeah, it's a 10th turnover for the Eagles here in the first half. 2:01 left, second quarter, and Artesia leading here 31-24, the championship of their home tournament. Inbound deep to Chad Huntling. He's going to take on Amari McGahey, who just checked in. Bounce pass to the right wing. Picked up by Vega. One hands it down the lane, but stolen by McGahey. Turner number 13 for Artesia. Backdoor to Pena with the finger roll and scores off the left glass. Beautiful job to set it up by McGahey. And Pena now with a total of 13. At the other end, shot from the left corner is on the way for 3. It's in front of the iron, no good. It's Braddock Beatty with the rebound. Transition. He goes backdoor with the bouncer to Pena. He gets knocked in the head. Count the basket and the foul. What about that transition play for Beatty over to Pena for the score?
Nice teamwork. Knew exactly where his teammate was, got it to him in time and was able to get it under the basket. Didn't get the bucket, but he still got the foul.
So it's now going to be
no, he did get the foul. He didn't get the bucket, I mean.
Yeah, count the basket for Pena. As we await the free throw, this will make it a 2-point ball game. Pena scores it.
And there it is.
Pena is now 3 of 4 for the charity stripe, a 2-point game. Artesia up 31-29. 1:25 left in the first half. Front court, left wing. Cross court over to Vega, and he gets swatted behind by Pena off the shot. Goes up court to a breaking McGahey. Misses the righty layup on the scoop and a rebound on the right baseline. Pulled down by Dominguez for Artesia. He tries to dribble through double team pressure. Beatty and McGahey on the far right side of the backcourt. And they call the reach foul on the Eagles. It won't be a shooting situation yet. Call that one on McGahey. Aggressive defense being applied there on that far right side. His first 14th foul, 1 away from the double bonus. And now a sub for Artesia checking in, Trent Eglin. He's their leading scorer in this game with 10 points. They got to watch out for him.
Yeah, both sides are not making it easy on each other and definitely getting the most out of their defense.
2-point lead for Artesia with the basketball, 1:08 remaining. Boy, Coach Mondragon is in the Hobbs Eagles side of the court making play calls here. Pass to the right wing to Dominguez. Kicks it up top to Vega. To the left corner. There's a 3 on the way. In and out. No good for Eglin. Trying to save it on the left baseline was Clay Kincaid, and he might have stepped on the line. Coach Ross is running to the baseline and questioning the call from the official. He thought the kid had stepped on the line there. It looked like it had happened, but Kincaid gets away with one there. It will be Artesia basketball, and Coach Ross ran to that baseline and was actually behind the baseline to talk to the ref on that one.
Exactly, and completing his case, but making sure he doesn't go too far into it.
Dominguez inbound on the left baseline, sends it back deep, high in the air, jumping in the sky for his Kincaid on the left wing. Gives it off to the left to Vega, to the free throw line to Kincaid. Dribbling around, the big man almost got it stolen from McGahey. Goes into the right block to Dominguez, the ball knocked out. Good job for Beatty to step in there and punch that ball out of his hands before he went up with the shot.
Definitely it is, and yeah, this is an intense game so far as they're fighting under the basket.
Dominguez inbounds to Vega in the right corner. He was blocked by Pena just seconds ago on a 3 shot, and a shuffling of the feet for Vega as, boy, Pena was on his athletic supporter.
Exactly. And definitely wanting to make sure that he gets his presence known.
That's going to be the 15th turnover for Artesia, 31-29 in the front court. Comes Pena, slowing it down as he gets the screen up top from the big man Henderson. Drives a lane, double clutch. He got the ball rejected from behind. It hits him in the face. It goes out. Coach Ross out to the court wanting to know where the foul call was. I think they're going to say just ricocheted off his own face, but Artesia had a hand on it. I believe it was touched by Trent Eglin, but Hobbs Basketball on the right baseline. No call on that one. Begay hit inbound. Wide open Beatty, left corner for three. It bounces off the back of the rim, off the glass as well. Rebound underneath by Eglin, his third board. Outlet to the timeline to Cotling in the front court, stumbles and loses it off his knee in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench on this left sideline for the turnover, and they're not doing themselves any justice. 16 turnovers for the white and orange.
Exactly, 22.4 seconds remaining in this half, and Hobbs has the final shot possibly.
Yeah, they could either tie or take the lead here, down by 2, as it's a 2-point ball game. Coming across the timeline, slowing it down is Pena. Artesia just going to give a big gap there to let the clock run with 10 seconds. Turbiatas trying to get a double team or a double screen up top, trying to get it over Henderson. Takes a pass, Turbiatas does, from the top of the arc, misses it off the glass for a 3, and it goes out of bounds to run out the clock here in the second quarter. Boy, we have a big tug of war going on here in Artesia. A 2-point lead for the home Bulldogs in their home tournament, 31-29 over your Hobbs Eagles. We'll take a 3-minute break, come back live with the Hobbs Eagle halftime show, live on the radio, Cool 95.7, on the internet, hobbsamerica.com, and YouTube.
Welcome back, everybody, to Hobbs basketball action right here in not the Bulldog pit, but we are in the red big brick building, and we are facing the Artesia Bulldogs right now. The halftime score, 31-29, a 2-point deficit, and man, it has been a big one, a wild one. Of course, with the stats in the call, we've always got our friend, Ty Friend.
Yeah, the City of Champion Classic Tournament Championship, and of course, it's a hot one in this red brick gymnasium, the original gym that they used here. The reason why they're having the game here is because they're recognizing the 1995 state champs, and of course, they got the team out on the court right now. They wanted more of a traditional historical game, and that's why they're doing it here. It is a very hot gym right now. The heat rising up here as we're at the top of it, and you can definitely see how much heat's on the court too. Very close ball game, 31-29, but at one point, Eagles were down by as many as 10 and came screaming back, and definitely because of the turnovers they got back in this game. 16 turnovers for Artesia. Eagles just trying to turn the screws defensively and doing a lot of good trapping too.
And I think one of the reasons why you're talking about the heat is the fact that both sides are playing pretty hot right now, hot and heavy. They're going back and forth really quickly and making the temperature rise in this place. Of course, we're watching the throwback game. This is what they're calling it anyway today, and they're honoring their halftime honors with the 1995 state champs. They had beat Albuquerque Academy 82-73 in the finals for their first of 2 championships. That was 1995. Of course, they won again in 1997 as well. But yeah, 30 years ago. So these players you see on the screen are definitely having some fun, enjoying themselves in their 30-year reunion as they are celebrated, honored for the championship, the first of the Artesia Bulldogs, of course, on basketball.
Yeah, Coach Bubba Jennings, of course, most of Hobbs fans know of him with his big time playing in the New Mexico high school basketball, also coaching in the state and going over to Texas Tech for a while as well. So he was here being interviewed just before the game started. Well, your score 31-29 here at the half. It's been a close one from the start. Hobbs is actually down by 9 at the end of the first quarter, 20-11, but the Eagles have managed to outscore Artesia by double, 18-9 in that second quarter, Ron. And again, going back to the defense, that's what got this game back to where it needed to be.
Exactly, it is. And, it's been a back and forth, but Hobbs, yeah, they've struggled a little bit at times, but they've come back strong. They know exactly what to do. And this second half is going to be a lot of adjustments, I'm sure, and definitely going to see some changes. And Hobbs is going to come out stronger. And I think Turbiantes, though, is going to play the same game he's been playing the whole game.
Yeah, definitely going to need him on the glass. Let's look at the numbers first for Artesia. Their only leader in double digits right now is Trent Eglin. He's got 10 points, but only 2 of those coming in the second quarter. So he had 8 in the first quarter, including a tray and 1-for-1 free throw shooting. So he's the only one in double digits. Braylon Vega, of course, former Hobbs Eagle. He has 7 points, hit a tray in the second quarter. Was blocked by Pena on another tray, so he wasn't too happy about that, and then went 2 for 2 on the line as well. Other scoring for Artesia, Charlie Campbell with 4 points and a couple of buckets. Tootie McNeil hit 2 shots for 4. And it was Clay Kincaid, their big 6'8" post player, 4 points and 5 rebounds. Kale Hotling finished 2 for 2 on the line. So Artesia has had 6 scores in the first half. In terms of free throws, not a lot of shot opportunities. 4 for 5, though, not a bad number percentage-wise, 80% in the first half. They did out-rebound the Eagles by 1, 14-13, thanks to Kincaid's 5 boards and 3 for Eglin as the leaders. Their big juggernaut has been turnovers, 16 total. Just getting some trouble with that trap pressure that we've seen, especially outside the perimeter on their offense. The Eagles are just sending people up left and right to try to manhandle the guards that are trying to dribble around the circle. That has definitely caused some turnovers going the other way for the Eagles for layups. Hobbs leader right now, the scorer, Abraham Pena, 16 points. He did get a tray in the first quarter, but his majority of his scoring coming in the second with 9 points, and he is 3 for 4 from the charity stripe. He had 3 buckets. On a couple of those, he was going to the rack and getting hammered hard, still putting the ball off the glass for the score. They're taking his head off on a lot of those layups.
Exactly. This tall team is making their presence known, and we knew they would be doing this, but Hobbs has just got to stay cool, be able to play. Sometimes they're, because of the height, they have to go underneath them, get around them in any case, and just play the ball that they know how to play.
I'll get you to swing the camera around right now really quickly, Ron. As you see Coach Ross talking to Bubba Jennings. Of course, Coach Jennings was an assistant at Texas Tech when Ross was a player there, and pretty exciting to see those two guys talking to each other. Of course, both of those very classic New Mexico high school players before they went into the coaching ranks later on in their years. So that's a cool sight to see. So
exactly.
We mentioned Abraham Pena getting 16 points, a leader by far in scoring. Nobody else even close to him. 4 points for Parker Henderson on a couple of baskets. Amron Wheeler coming off the bench, seeing some good production in the second quarter. 4 points and 2 rebounds. Peyton Hodge ended up with a bucket for 2. Jairus Turbiantes with 2 for 4 free throw shooting for 2 points and 4 rebounds. It was Lyric Soria 1 for 2 on the line for 1, and that's pretty much it for the Eagles scoring. They've had 6 people in the books for points in the first half of action. Eagles went 6 of 10 from the charity stripe for 60%, and they had a total of 6 less turnovers, 10 versus 16 for Artesia. Hobbs did get out rebounded, as we mentioned earlier, 14-13. Thanks to boards, though, from Turbiatis for 4. Henderson ended up with 3. So that's the situation at this point. One other thing we should mention, 3-point shots completed. Artesia 2, Hobbs 1. We're about a minute away from second half action. Hobbs down by 2. And this is the City of Champions Classic Tournament here in Artesia. 31-29 your score, back in half a minute. Ready for second half action here in Artesia at the Red Brick Gym, the original court for Artesia. They decided to play the championship here as a dedication to their 1995 state champ team. That's as much as more we're going to discuss that as we want to see the Hobbs Eagles win the championship here in the tournament. Artesia basketball at the half court line to inbound for the orange and white is Kale Hotling. Eagles have on the court right now defensively McGahey, Soria, Henderson, Turbiatis, and Pena. Inbound to the backcourt to Campbell for Artesia, taking on Soria in the front court on the right wing. Spins, stops, looking for help, kicks it up top. Vega wants to shoot an 18-footer, fade away, and nails it over the top of Pena. 2 points for Vega, his 9 overall, and it's 33-29. Eagles down by 4. Inbound to McGahey, bouncing across the top into Soria, threw it behind him, and Soria's head hit right into the defender. Ball goes off his hands. They're going to say it went off the leg as well for Hotling, and Coach Mondragon is not a happy camper, screaming up the sideline about it. Hobbs basketball in front of the scores table here on the left side. Inbounding McGahey to the backcourt, wide open Pena, nobody guarding him. 1-2-2 zone for Artesia at the half court. Hand off to Soria up top, hands it back to McGahey, going left to right to Pena. At top of the arc, he's going to fire a 3 from the left side off the dribble. In and out, no good. Tipped around. Rebound for Soria with a scoop shot on the left glass. The little guard getting in there, doing some damage. He's got 3 points and 3 boards. 33-31. Quickly to the other end, a spin move for Campbell. Left corner, he's going to shoot up a 3 and nails it. Eagles didn't get over there quick enough. Campbell makes him pay for it. 7 points for him, and the third tray for Artesia in this ball game. 5-point Bulldog lead. McGahey in the backcourt against a double team. Bounce pass to Soria, far right side. Back to McGahey in the front court. Comes down the lane. Alley-oop back door. Henderson couldn't come down with it. A reverse layup left. He tries to get the rebound after he misses, and now pulled down by Artesia on the left block. That's Campbell. And boy, Henderson did not make a good decision there. After he gave up the rebound, he started swarming on top of Campbell, and he gets a foul, unneeded foul, his second.
No, it was unnecessary, but unfortunately, position-wise, may have lost his balance just a little bit, was trying too hard and got that call.
Yeah, major bear hug on Campbell. Inbound to Vega, deep left corner of the backcourt. Slides it to the half or baseline to Eglin. Throws a high one across the time stripe to Campbell. Cradles it, comes down the lane, gets bodied up by Henderson, loses the ball to the left corner. Kincaid tries to get it, and he steps on the baseline for another Artesia turnover. That is number 17 on the game. They had 16 in the first half alone.
Got to get those points, though, off the turnovers.
Weaving through traffic, Pena. One-hand bounce pass to Soria in the front court right wing. Back to Pena. Going to be patient on the offense as Coach Ross puts a thumbs down sign for the play call and screaming it's McGahey to get in the left corner. Bounce pass to Soria, left wing. Dumps it to Henderson, left block. Back to Soria, left corner. Fakes a 3. Dribbles to the left elbow. Pivots. Underhands it to Pena. NBA 3 from the left wing. It's nothing but net. Pena getting a big shot from way outside, and that's going to be 19 for him, his second tray, and second tray of the game for the Eagles. 36-34. McGahey gets the steal on the paint, throws up a hook shot on the right side, no good. Turbiatis right behind him for the putback with 2 hands, and scores at the right glass. 4 points for Turbiatis, 5 rebounds, and the steal for McGahey. We're tied at 36.
Exactly, and that is persistence right there, teamwork, not just one person, but multiples. When you see a rebound like that and you go for it and you got the lane wide open, you definitely want to take that shot, and he definitely did.
Coach Mondragon wants to stop the bleeding. It's tied at 36. The Eagles have outscored Artesia 7-5 here in the third quarter. We will take a quick break, 30 seconds, and back live with the City of Champions Classic Tournament coming up next.
Welcome back to action here, of course, the boys' action. As we see it, 36 all is the tie. 6:02 is what we've got in the third quarter, and with the call, here is Ty Friend.
Artesia called the timeout as the Eagles have tied this game up at 36. 6:02 left in the third. And the inbound comes into the backcourt to the right corner to Hotling. Guarded by Turbiatis and McGahey. Throws it up to the timeline. Dribbling behind his back is Campbell. Finds a man open on the left elbow. Shot for Kincaid on the fade towards the hoop that time. Nobody picked him up. And Kincaid now with 6 points to regain the Artesia 2-point lead, 38-36. McGahey with a swing pass over to Soria, right wing. Into the front court. Gives it off to Pena, who's bodied out of bounds. Giving him a hip shot that time for Artesia was Clay Kincaid, the big man, 6'8", his second personal, and that'll be the first team foul against the Bulldogs here in the third. As returning to the court for the Eagles, Peyton Hodge for Lyric Soria. Eagle basketball on the far right side. Inbounding will be McGahey. Eagles trail by 2. Bounce pass to the timeline to Pena. Look over to Coach Ross for the play call, and Ross is pushing Peyton Hodge down to the left corner, now sending him around the paint, and a steal on the left side with a pass to McGahey, taken away by Campbell. Reverse layup left, misses the shot. Rebound pulled down by Hotling. He lost the ball to the far left sideline, and it's picked up by Hotling. Kicks it to the left corner, 3 on the waist, wide open. Charlie Campbell, nobody guarding him, nails his second tray here in the third quarter. He has got 11 points, a fourth tray for Artesia. 41-36, and a timeout for Coach Ross for the Hobbs Eagles. 5:13 remaining, third quarter. Artesia 41, your Eagles 36. We'll be back with this championship matchup in 30 seconds. We're back live in Artesia, the City of Champions Tournament Championship game, as your Hobbs Eagles trailing 41-36. Had this game tied up at 36 just seconds ago, but a 5-0 run for Artesia, Ron.
Exactly, and just a lot of open shots for Artesia, the last 2 in a row actually for them, and just are not doing any good for Hobbs, and Hobbs needs to get back on the defense. Of course, it is still very early, 5:13 to go in this third quarter. They got plenty of time. Yeah, Campbell hit 2 3-pointers here in the third, 4 overall for the squad, as it's Eagle basketball after the timeout. Up top of the arc, who just got into the game, is Trey Hutchings. Hands it off to Peyton on the top of the arc as well. Back to Pena with the big head bob there, trying to get the defense off of him. Unloads the Hutchings on the right wing, and he gets crashed into by the defender Charlie Campbell. Out of control that time. His head went down a battering ram, and unfortunately, he is not a happy camper either, because that's his fourth personal. He's got to sit out. He had a big argument with the official there, and then coming in for him will be Tootie McNeil. Yeah, one of the things you're not supposed to do is leave your feet. He did that, and he crashed into his player. Very important, too. He's the guy that hit those 2 trays just minutes ago, so definitely like to have him on the bench. Inbound to Turbiatis, shot with the turnaround on the right elbow, no good. Henderson gets away with the rebound over the back on the right block. Turns and fires a hook shot at the right rim, no good. And pulled down underneath the hoop by Eglin, his 4th rebound for Henderson. That was his 4th board. Pass to the timeline to bring it across is Hotling. Tries to get it unloaded to the right wing to Vega, and great job for Peyton Hodge to step in the passing lane and punch it out to the Artesia bench on this near right sideline. And could have went coast to coast on that one if he would have got the ball and been able to control it and got that easy bucket. Inbounding will be Vega, former Hobbs Eagle on the right wing front court. Gets it in back deep to Hotling near the timeline as he is guarded by Josiah Clay, or excuse me, that is Hutchings. Bounce pass to the right wing to Vega. Tries to throw it back door, and it sails out of bounds. Eagles might have got a touch on it. He did. Yeah. It was Henderson. Yeah, Henderson hit it, and Pena tried to chase it down on the left baseline, cross court, and could not come down with the save on that one. So good hustle by Hutchings, or make that Henderson, and of course Pena chasing it down.
It'll be Artesia basketball. They're going to say just barely made it to the left sideline, so it'll be in that corner left. Inbounding will be McNeil. Eagles down by 5 with 4:29 left third quarter. They check it back near the timeline, pulled down by Hotling. Good defensive pressure by Hutchings to the left wing. Uses up the dribble, does Hotling. Hutchings getting a piece of it. The two number 30s battling. And a pass up top to Vega for 3 out the back of the rim. Rebound on the right block. A fade shot, no good. High in the air by McNeil. And a rebound by Henderson, who gets his knee ripped out from behind him. Henderson with his 5th rebound, and he's trying to stumble forward. Finally got the ref's attention. This kid was on his knee the whole time, and that's going to be a foul on Tootie McNeil, his second team foul against the Bulldogs.
Unless he was passing to his coach. That was not the way they wanted it to go, but Hobbs has possession, like you said.
They've got Artesia on the scoreboard with 3 fouls, 1 for the Eagles, 4:10 remaining in the third. 5-point Artesia lead. Bounce pass far over to the right side to Hutchings. Gets it back, top of the arc to Hodge. Cradles, goes to the rack. Finger roll over the front of the rim. Cana stayed in the cylinder for a second. It drops through. Peyton Hodge with his 4th point. It's 41-38, and a bad pass up the near right sideline. Gets knocked out to Coach Mondragon for Artesia. That's going down as a uncontested turnover for the Bulldogs. They can't afford those. That's 18 give-ups by the orange and white.
Yeah, they are definitely losing their cool right now. Hobbs is taking advantage of it.
Coming across the timeline after the inbound is Hutchings. Gives it off to Pena, right wing. Fires up a 3 off the front of the rim. Chases his own rebound down. Goes back to the rack on the double clutch. It's no good. Blocked and pulled down underneath by Kincaid, the 6th rebound. And driving to the far left sideline is Vega, running into Peyton Hodge. They're going to say his feet were not set. They call the foul. And then Hodger's flat on his back at that point. A nice job for Brett Vega to run up to his former teammate and help him pull up off the floor like Wile E. Coyote in the cartoons.
Exactly. Yeah, there's still some sportsmanship going on this, even though they've been getting chippy a little bit from time to time.
Second team foul on the Eagles, second on Hodge with 3:41 left third quarter. Long pass down the lane to Vega from half court. Leans and shoots on the runner, no good. Chased down by Turbiatis on the right baseline for his 6th rebound. Allows to Hodge. He'll come quickly with the dribble in the front court. Down the lane, slices through. Windmill layup on the right side, no good. Tipped up by Henderson, misses. Another push to the basket, no good for Henderson. And now a foul on the Eagles. Henderson finishes us up with 2 rebounds, 7 total. But then the third time around, it looks like a slap job by the Eagles to pick up the foul. And they'll charge that one to Jairus Turbiatis. Only his first, though, and the 3rd team foul. So too many opportunities in the paint. Eagles are not converting them in the hole. Exactly.
They're getting those. So eventually they should, because they've been doing that in the past. They haven't been able to take advantage of it, but they do eventually.
41-38, Eagles down by 3. In the backcourt, the pass towards the timeline. Pivoting out of pressure is Kincaid, and dishes off to the far left to Eglin in the front court. Unloads to McNeil left wing, back deep to the timeline to Vega. Coming out on him is Peyton Hodge. The high one over to the left wing, pulled down by Kincaid, goes back door to the right block. McNeil stumbles, leads and shoots. Blocked by Turbiatis. Turbiatis had original body position, and his hand kind of moved around a little bit as he tried to block the shot. They do call the foul. Back-to-back fouls against Turbiatis, his 2nd. And that'll be the 4th team foul. And Ron, that's 1 away from double bonus.
I know, and that's going to be a serious situation. But with just 3 minutes to go, maybe it won't be a factor, but we'll have to see as time goes on.
Yeah, 3 minutes left in the third quarter as we wait for the free throws from Tootie McNeil. He is 0 for 1 so far. As a team, though, Artesia, first free throw here in the second half. They are 4 for 5 for 80%. First shot for McNeil is a reverse spin on it, and it goes off the left rim, no good. So he's yet to get a free throw converted. Now 4 for 6 as a team.
Yeah, you're right. The spin wasn't there, and the accuracy wasn't quite. It was just a little short.
Coach Mondragon brings him another big body. Stephen Williams, 6'5", one of his post players. Second shot is off the back of the rim, no good. Chased down by Casares in the right corner. He gets hammered, no call. His first rebound. Bad pass in the lane, trying to get away from Artesia. Steal. That's going to be a turnover number 12, and a bad pass in the paint for Artesia. Stolen by Amron Wheeler. Turnover number 19. Over to the front court to the right wing to Hodge. To Wheeler in the right corner. He's going to give it back to Turbiatis right side. Wide open for a 3 off the side of the rim. Chased down in the left corner again for Artesia by Stephen Williams. Williams is going to get a push-off foul, I believe, as he tried to get Turbiatis off of him. Trying to keep him trapped in that deep left corner of the backcourt. Shoves on Turbiatis and gets the foul. That's Williams' 2nd. Will be the 4th team foul and a turnover as well, number 20.
There was also Wheeler in there as well, backing up as the play progressed. Not sure who got it, but either way, a foul.
Casares inbounds to Hodge, fakes a 3 in the right corner. 2:30 left third, 41-38. Pass over to the left to Hutchings, 3 off the back of the rim. Ripped down to the free throw line. for Artesia on the rebound. That was Trudy McNeil. Throws it across the timeline to Vega. Hutchings tries to bear hug him to get the steal, and they call the foul. So Hutchings got a little bit too aggressive that time on his counterpart from Artesia. Second on Hutchings, 15 foul on Ron. Both teams in the next fouls will be double bonuses. So this one will be 2 for Artesia. So free throws could be a big difference in a 3-point ball game.
Exactly, it is, and we talked about that yesterday as well as today. Yeah, always get your free throws in and definitely make them count. And so far, Hobbs hasn't been able to get as many as Artesia, but still, you got to make those count when you can.
Vega will step up. 4 for 7 is the team Artesia right now. Vega's perfect, though, 2 for 2 on the line. He's got 9 points. As we wait for 2 shots from him, first one is up, and it is good for Vega. Now to double digits. He's got 10, matching Trent Eglin, who's got 10. And 10 for Charlie Campbell, who's on the bench with 4 fouls for Artesia. Coming back for the Eagles, Abraham Pena checks in with 19 points to lead the squad. And then there's a bunch of guys with 4, including Henderson, Hodge, and Wheeler, along with Turbiatis. Big deep breath here for Vega. His second free throw bouncing around the rim and good. He's got 11 to lead Artesia. 43-38, a 5-point Artesia lead. 2:15 left, third quarter. Pass off to the far right sideline to Hutchings. Back to Pena front court, left wing 3 on the way. NBA counted over the top of Vega. Pena drills it home. He's got 2 trays here in the third with 22 points. And we got a reach foul on Pena trying to get a steal in the backcourt. He was trying to get it away from Vega. And Coach Ross has an earful for the official, as that will be Pena's foul. Unfortunately, that'll be his third, 16th foul, which will march the other end for Vega. Again, the former Hobbs Eagle. He's perfect, 4 for 4 from the line, has 11 points. It was just there seconds ago, Ron.
Yeah, he has, and he's always been a good shooter, whether it be on Hobbs, Lovington, or here in Artesia.
Yeah, he's a big 3-point threat for any team he's been on. First free throw up and good. He's made all 3 here in the third quarter. Has 12 points to lead Artesia. Bulldogs going to their bench to bring in Jack Byers. And looks like Braddock Beatty's going to return for the Eagles for Amron Wheeler. Beatty trying to get his first points of the ball game. And waiting for that second throw for Vega. 3-point lead for Artesia, pinning this free throw. Vega with the big knee bend, and the shot is good. He's got 13, leading both teams, 45-41. Inbound quickly. Coming across is Hutchings, hands it off the last second to Pena on the timeline. He brings it across to set up the number 1 play. Looks like a 1-2-2 zone, dribbles the left wing. Kratos comes down the lane, reverse layup left, and misses it off the rim. They're going to say he was held, though, going down the paint. Remember, we're in double bonus now, so it doesn't matter if it's a shot or not. They'll get the foul call against the Bulldogs as they get that on Braylon Vega, his second. 15th foul against Artesia, and here we go with some free throws now for Pena. He is 3 for 4 for 75%. First attempt here in the third quarter is a swish. And now with 23 points, big-time shooting for Pena in this ball game.
So, yeah, Braylon Vega has a different approach on this game. He knows what team he played with him last year, so it's interesting to see how he plays them.
Both free throws made for Pena. He's got 24 to lead both teams. A steal by Hodge on the right wing in the backcourt. Goes double clutch off the glass right side, counted, and the foul. Big time steal for Hodge. He's got 6 points, and that will be the 21st turnover for Artesia. And I think turnovers might be the unraveling for Artesia if they keep not taking care of the basketball, especially when they have a press breaker going on.
Yeah, when you chip away like Hobbs has been doing on this Artesia team, they've been getting the lead, and they can get this with this one, but they didn't.
Hodge misses off the back of the rim, but chases the rebound down the ricochet off the left side. He'll drive to the rack with the lefty layup and scores. Hodge with 8 points and a rebound. That ball somehow hit the rim on that free throw all the way over to the left perimeter. He picks it up, then drives it to the rack, and they're chest bumping him on the sideline after Artesia calls a timeout. Your Hobbs Eagles back in the lead, 47-45, 1:36 left here in the third. The City of Champions Tournament Championship live on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube. Back in 30. Back live here in Artesia, the battle continues. I don't know who's going to keep a lead longer, but Artesia's been up most of this second half, but Hobbs back up by 2 now, 47-45, and just like we said yesterday, Peyton Hodge, a spark plug. He has got 10 points, 8 of those here in the third quarter. Got a steal just now, got fouled going back to the hoop after missing the free throw, and now he's got a chance for the three-point play.
He's playing on a higher level. I love the fact that he went and had a shot, missed it, was able to get the rebound and be able to drive the lane and be able to get another shot attempt, and did get that one.
Yeah, got the free throw there as he now has 9 points, 1 away from double digits, a 3-point Eagle lead, the biggest of the second half for them. Pressure is on. We got a bunch of guys back there chasing, Hutchings as well as Pena. They get across the timeline to Vega. He slips and falls at the free throw line, falls on his back. His legs is just flipped out in front of him, and he is hurt.
Oh, yeah, that definitely takes a little bit of wind out of you as he slid on both feet. Just could not control himself and, hit the floor hard.
Yeah, I think he hit his right knee as he's limping on. I'm surprised Coach Monaghan hasn't brought him out yet. He might have to come out eventually. That's 22 turnovers for Artesia. In the front court, Beatty at the top of the arc. Comes right and hands it off to Hodge. Gets a 2-3 zone. Crossover move, fadeaway jumper from 18, right off the back of the rim. And over the back, though, on the rebound. You can see that a mile away. Trey Hutchings did not have position as he crashed over the top of Corbin Dominguez. They'll march to the other end for the double bonus, and that's the problem. Once you get that 5th foul, you can't be silly about what you're doing out there because it's going to cost your team a couple of free throws.
Yeah, well, I guess he expected to see the ball in one position. He was out of position, tried to get it anyway, and got the reach over.
Yeah, when you have a guy closer to the basket than you with his butt into you, there's no way you're going to get an easy rebound on that without getting a bump foul. So that's going to put on the line. Corbin Dominguez has not scored, has not shot a free throw in this game. 6 scores so far for Artesia and 6 for the Eagles. First free throw's up and good. Corbin Dominguez with his first points of the ball game, or point I should say, just in the singular. 48-46, a 2-point Eagle lead. Big turnaround in this third quarter for Hobbs. Lots of dribbling here for Dominguez. Second shot is a high one and off the back of the rim high as well. Pulled down at the free throw line by Pena for his third rebound. Drives to the free throw line at the other end. Bounce it back door to Hodge. He tries to go up double clutches, slap from behind, but no foul call. He got squeezed between 2 defenders that time, Kincaid and Dominguez, and accidentally touches it as it goes out. Inbound to the backcourt on the near sideline. In the full court pressure for the Eagles. Jack Byers gets it, sends it over to the far left to Hotling. Going hard against Pena up that far left sideline. Now in the front court, Pena gets a piece of it. Almost got a reach foul. He was almost, the referee was a little bit behind the play. Could have been in position to get the foul, but he does knock the ball out, luckily, as Hotling was not able to drive it to the rack.
Yeah, he was skirting the line. He was tiptoeing across there and trying not to get out of bounds.
Corbin Dominguez to inbound far left sideline front court. Throws it back to the timeline. Beatty got it for a second on his grasp, but could not pull it in, and knocks off his hands out of bounds near the half-court stripe. And Artesia looking very tentative out there as the Eagles are aggressively coming after every ball and matching up hard with a double-team pressure. The inbound of the backcourt, jump stop, put down by Hotling. Falls down, throws it forward, it's taken away by Hutchings. Has a man wide open at the other end. That's Braddock Beatty for the easy, uncontested layup on the right side. That's an uncontested bad throw for Artesia. 23rd turnover. Steal by the Eagles for Pena. Comes back with the windmill layup on the right side. And we got a foul call. I think we might have had do we have an offensive foul or not? The official
looks like it is a charge.
Well, the official just punched his fist to the floor, did not signal the charge or not. And Coach Monaghan comes out. They call the block. And Coach Monaghan is asking for the official to come over and talk to him. The official punched his fist to the ground, which is not a signal. I don't know what that was about.
I think that means into the play, but he is bringing it up. The coach is for Artesia, and to no avail.
That'll put Pena on the line. He has made a bunch of free throws here in the third quarter, 2 for 2. And he is 5 of 6 overall. Now the officials getting together about this. And I don't know if they're discussing what the actual call was here. The foul was called defensively against Artesia. But again, if you punch your fist down to the floor, you're either counting a shot, which wasn't the case.
Right.
I did see a hand behind the head for the offensive charge call, so I'm not quite sure what the discussion is. Coach Ross talking to the official. He's happy, though, because it's going to be Hobbs free throws regardless.
Exactly is, and just wanted to make sure exactly what happened and why it happened.
24 points for Pena, and he swishes the free throw. He's made all 3 of his attempts here in the third quarter. keep wanting to say fourth quarters. This thing is drug here in the third.
Exactly, but earlier in the game, just a moment ago, Braddock Beatty had his bread and butter shot as he laid it up a moment ago.
That was his first bucket as well. Both free throws made, and 26 for Pena. 52-46, biggest lead in the second half. Vega driving through traffic, throws up a shot on the run in the paint, no good. Put back up on the right block. It's off the glass as well, no good for Byers. And we got a crash to the floor. Turbiatis laying sprawled out, face first on the hardwood in the paint. Not sure what the call's going to be here, but just bodies all over the place. I think they got a push foul against the Eagles on the rebound, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Turbiatis trying to walk it off right now. They call the hold on the Eagles, and again, we continue to march down the court due to the double bonus. Let's see who they call that against for the Eagles. So waiting for that signal up here. Oh, no, it's against Hobbs, or against Artesia, excuse me.
Exactly, and couldn't tell if it was a pain or a frustration that Turbiatis was showing, but in the end, yeah, he's back to normal.
Turbiatis swishes the free throw. He's got 5 points now and is now 3 of 5 from the line for 60% and extends a lead to 7. Eagles' biggest lead of the first half with just 3. Second shot is up and good. Turbiatis getting the job done. 6 points for him on 4 free throws in this game, and an 8-point Eagle lead, the biggest of the contest. Long pass down to the left corner of the front court, fumbled away by Cal Hotling, and Artesia doing some damage to themselves now. That's 25 turnovers compared to just 12 for the Eagles. 17 seconds left in the third. Eagles in the championship game of the City of Champions Classic, up by 8. Payton is going to slow it down with 10 seconds, comes across the timeline, lets the ball roll towards the left sideline, trying to get some defense to step out on him. He's just going to keep dribbling with 3, 2, 1, fires up an NBA 3, top of the circle, off the front of the rim, no good. But the Hobbs Eagles that were down 31-29 at the end, at the halftime mark, are now up by 8, 54-46. 25 points scored in that third quarter, just 17 for Artesia. The final quarter coming up live in this championship game of the City of Champions Classic in Artesia. You're listening to it live on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube. Live here in Artesia, the City of Champions Classic, and it is the finale here. Your Hobbs Eagles lead by 8 as they scored a total of 25 in that third quarter, and 15 for Artesia, 10 better. That's why the lead is it is. Hobbs basketball to start as Pena leads with 26. 9 for Peyton Hodge. Pass left wing to Beatty. Fadeaway 3 out the front of the rim. Tip back up by Hodge with a double clutch over the right rim. Count it. Big time rebound. 11 points and 2 boards for Hodge. Artesia leader, 13 for Vega, 10 apiece for Campbell and Eglin. Ball up the left sideline, a bad pass taken away by Beatty. Artesia's 26 turnover. Over the left side, Hutchings a 3, throws up a tray off the front of the rim though. Battle for the boards underneath and pulled down by Kincaid. He's got 7 rebounds. They throw it up to a breaking McNeil on the right block. He leads and shoots backwards off the front of the rim, no good. And a rebound by Turbiatis. 7 boards into the front court. 4-on-1 to the rack. Lefty layup and scores. The Eagles have a fuse lit here in the fourth quarter. That's Turbiatis with 8 points and 8 rebounds. At the other end, a 46-58. Eagle lead up by 12. A bad pass in the lane is loose, picked up by Payne at the timeline. He goes to the rack with a little finger roll on the right side. We're starting a rout here in Artesia. 28 points for Pena, 60-46. 14-point lead for the Eagles. A 6-0 run to start the fourth. We're back in 30 seconds. Despite 3 scores in double figures for Artesia here in the state or the City of Champions tournament championship, Hobbs still has the big lead by 14 now. 28 points for Pena, 11 for Peyton Hodge, and 8 for Turbiatis. Boy, 13 for Vega, 10 apiece for Campbell and Eglin, but their turnovers have been costly. 26 turnovers for Artesia in this one, Ron.
Yeah, we weren't quite sure if Vega was going to be a difference in this one, but so far, Hobbs has been hot. You thought it was hot inside. Hobbs has gotten hotter.
On the baseline of the backcourt is Eglin. He's going to run into the paint, throw it in to his teammate Kincaid, throws it across, but right to Hodge on the far sideline. Turnover number 27 right after an Artesia timeout. He goes to the rack again like he did a minute ago and lays it in for 2. Hodge also on fire for the Eagles. He's got 11, make it 13 points now. And driving up the right sideline into the front court for Artesia, getting knocked to the floor by Beatty. A referee running from behind to get the call there. That's Charlie Campbell taking a sprawl. Hodge will get the foul. That's his 3rd personal. First team foul here in the second half. The inbound from the right wing to the guard, Campbell. Bounce pass to the right corner to McNeil. Spins on the baseline. Good D by Hodge right with him. Kick out right wing to Campbell. Dump it down the lane. It's loose and kicked out of bounds. Looked like Turbiatis got the last touch. They were trying to post up Clay Kincaid, but the offense has been completely all over the place for Artesia, really not getting themselves patterned, and it's cost them a lot with the turnovers. Inbound coming into the right block. Spin with a hook shot fade. And off the back of the rim, no good by Kincaid. Tip back up and in. As putting it down was Eglin. He's got 12 points and 5 rebounds. Into the front court, Beatty with a 14-point lead. Weaves through traffic down the lane. Kick out to Pena. Drives baseline. Bounce pass back door to a wide open. Turbiatis misses a push shot. And it's loose underneath the hoop. And that's taken down by Kincaid, his 8th rebound. Hands it out to the right corner to Campbell. Guarded closely by the Eagles' Hutchings. And they got the 10-second count going on, and Coach Mondragon has to call a timeout to escape the violation on 10 seconds. Boy, the Eagles, major defense going on here all over the full court press. You can definitely see a major emotion change here in the 4th quarter. Eagles up by 14, reckless abandon out there defensively.
Exactly, and Hobbs was out there. Artesia, for some reason, wasn't coming back to help his teammate out, and that made a difference. And, yeah, the coach had to call a timeout. It was almost going to be a 10-second, and they would have lost the ball. Didn't want to do that, especially down now by 14 points with 5:57 to go in this 4th quarter. And, yeah, Hobbs definitely looking strong to be able to win this championship. First one they've had since 2021.
Both teams had 7 scorers up to this point, but the Eagles getting the big-time scoring production from Abraham Pena with 28, 13 for Hodge. He's made a couple of buckets here in the 4th quarter, and those are the 2 big scores at this point. And Braylon Vega again, 13 for Artesia, 12 now for Eglin, and 10 for Charlie Campbell. You definitely don't want them to start shooting the trays, though. Eagles got to continue to turn the screws on this pressure defense on the full court. The inbound comes into the left corner to Vega. It sails out of bounds. I don't think it even touched anybody in the backcourt. If it did, it'll be Hobbs ball regardless. They'll have it in the deep right corner of the front court. As inbounding, it'll be Peyton Hodge.
Good eyes, because definitely it's going to be a Hobbs inbound on this one.
Coach Mondragon will send in a sub. Corbin Dominguez checking in for Tootie McNeil. It'll be Hodge, the inbound right corner. Throws it back deep to Pena on the far right sideline with 5:50 remaining. Eagles by 14. Their biggest lead was 8 before that. But come on big here into the 3rd, into the 4th. On the right wing, Pena dribbling through his legs. Sidestep to the corner, decides not to shoot the 3. Give it off to Turbiatis right side, back to Pena. Up top to Beatty with a big jab step. Dribbles with his left hand, hippity hop, scoop on the left side, off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound on the left block for Kincaid, his 9th rebound. Outlet to the near sideline to Campbell. Sends it ahead to the right block to Dominguez, leads and shoots, and they're going to call the block foul. Ball sails off the back of the rim. Pena tried to step up to get a charge off that right block. They said his feet were shuffling just a bit. And for Pena, that's his 4th personal. And that'll be the 2nd team foul against the Eagles. And real quickly, Coach Ross does not want to lose his starter that to a 5th foul, so he's going to put Story at the table to come in here momentarily. But first, a couple of free throws for Dominguez. He's 1 of 2. First shot is up, a high one, and off the front of the rim, no good.
Nerves may be happening right now. They're down a little bit. You know, this is their 3rd game. They haven't had this kind of a contestant against, because they've had 2 teams that they've won with 29 against.
Surprise substitution. Soria doesn't come in for Abraham Pena. He comes in for Peyton Hodge. Of course, Pena with 4 fouls. Back on the line is Dominguez, and it's a high one again. This one a switch. Remember yesterday, Pena had those 3 fouls at the half, but got through the whole second half with no fouls. So definitely a good job of staying content with what he was doing out there. They get the ball across the timeline to Soria with a 13-point lead. A three on the way. Comes off the bench for the big tray and nails it. Lyric Soria now with 6 points, and a bad inbound for the Eagles, or for the Artesia Bulldogs, sails out to the Hobbs Eagle bench on this left sideline near us. And it'll be Eagle basketball after another big turnover. That's 28 for the Bulldogs. They're unraveling in this second half.
You know it's a bad pass when you got Ronald Ross holding the ball.
Soria gets it in, gets it back left corner, fires another three. This one off the side of the iron, no good. Rebound for Kincaid. He's got 10 boards now. Gives it off to his guard, Campbell. Stop and go in the right wing, front court, and battling him the whole way, kind of holding onto his arm there was Soria. You knew that whistle was going to come eventually. Soria getting his third personal, third team foul, but you could tell Soria's fired up, getting some time coming off the bench now, getting that big tray, and I'm playing some tough D as well, keeping up with that guard all the way up the court. Inbounding on the near sideline of the front court, Corbin Dominguez jumping high in the air is Payne to try to knock it down. Bad throw into Vega. He lost the ball, taken by Hutchings. 29 turnover. Going ahead to Pena with the reverse layup right side and scores. Eagles on fire once again. Pena with 30 points. A 67-49 ball game and almost a steal as over on the far left sideline in the front court, Turbiatis went high in the air, just couldn't bring the grasp of the ball down and had stepped on that sideline. Artesia gets it in quickly, top of the arc to Campbell. To the right corner, Vega. Rainbow three and nails it. Beatty had a hand in his face, but Vega's still able to put it through. He's got 16, and that is the second tray for Vega. 67-49 Eagles. Into the front court to Soria, left wing. Down to Beatty, left corner for three, off the side of the rim, no good. Rebound on the left block for Artesia and Dominguez. Dominguez dribbling behind his back, lost it off his butt. It rolls out of bounds, but they're going to say Beatty got a piece of it as he was guarding up closely on Dominguez near half court.
Yeah, he did make a difference on that, but Vega, 16 points last game, 16 points this game so far.
4:22 left in the contest. Eagles looking for a championship here. The City of Champions tournament. Dump it in the paint for Artesia to Eglin. Kick it out left corner for three off the back of the rim. No good for Dominguez, but a rebound with a double hand dunk off the right of the rim. Putting it through is Kincaid. He has got 8 points and 11 rebounds now. Eagles by 13. Into the front court. Top of the court and top of the three-point line is Beatty. Throws it down low. Waiting for it is Turbiatis. Puts it off the glass with one hand. Shot put style. And his foul counted. A chance for a three-point play.
Yeah, right place, right time. Not only did he get that shot, he was also getting the rebound as well. And yeah, he got the put in and the +1.
Corbin Dominguez picks up the foul. That's his second. First team foul against Artesia. And Turbiatis has now 10 points. He needs 2 more rebounds for a double-double. Here's the free throw, is up and off the back of the rim, no good. Ball chased down on the left baseline. Pulled down by Kincaid, his 12th board. Gets it to the time stripe to Campbell. No look pass down the lane is stolen away by Pena. Backdoor to Beatty, alley-oop, backdoor to Pena on the right side, no good. Beatty gets a rebound, throws it up, and they're going to say Beatty went out of bounds and came back to get it, so that will be a violation.
Yeah, he did. But it was a nice try. It was a good alley-oop, just off the timing just a little bit. But still, Hobbs still on fire. 30-39 to go in this game. And it is going to be close to see if we can see if Artesia can come back and make this a ball game.
That's the 30th turnover for Artesia prior to that play that we just had. 3:39 left in the fourth. Your Hobbs Eagles up by 15, 69-54. The championship of the City of Champions tournament. We'll be back in 30 seconds on this Hobbs Eagle Network. Hobbs Eagles leading by 15 in the championship, the City of Champion Classical Tournament. Artesia with a few passes, beats the pressure. Vega with a reverse layup left to right in the lane and scores off the long pass. As Vega getting his 18th point of the ball game to lead Artesia, but it's still a 69-56 lead, 13 from the Eagles. In the front court, Beatty backs off his defender, 1-2-2 zone. Over to Payne on the far right. He's going to back it out to the timeline off the dribble to run some clock. A double-digit lead for the Eagles, ready to run their record of 5-0 on the season. Screen coming from Hutchings, top of the arc. Pena driving through traffic, fade away with the right elbow, clinks off the side of the rim, no good. Hutchings tries to save it over the top of his head there, but they're going to say his feet were on the baseline, so they're going to call that dead, and it'll be Artesia basketball. Coach Ross going to go back to his bench and bring in Peyton Hodge, who comes back with 13 points and a couple of boards and several steals, and also the guard, Jordan Casares.
And stepping out is Pena.
Beatty will step out as well. It'll be Eagles matching up man-to-man, full pressure defense. A half-court inbound. It's tipped off Artesia. Soria's going to chase it down at the other baseline for the steal. 31 turnovers for Artesia. Soria now in the front court, dribbling through his legs, trying to challenge the D to come out of that zone. Clock down at 2:50 remaining. Eagles up by 13. Stop and go, near left sideline. In front of Coach Ross as well. Stop and go coming down the lane. Bounce pass to Triviatis, right baseline. 10-footer, swishes it. What about ball work for the Hobbs Eagles? 6 points for Triviatis here in the fourth. He's got 12 overall. To the other end. They get it down low to Eglin. Gets swatted by Triviatis. Gets the rebound and dribbles into the front court to a wide open Hodge with a lefty layup and scores. Hodge off to the races. Hodge now with 6 points in the fourth, 15 overall. And Triviatis is picking up his 9th rebound. 73-56, Eagles by 17. Triviatis 1 rebound away from a double-double and a reach foul. Trying to go through 2 defenders was Clay Kincaid at the top of the arc of the front court. They're going to call the foul against Trey Hutchings. That'll be his 4th and the 4th team foul. Clock stop with 2:13 remaining as the Eagles getting ready for those trophies we're looking at right here, Ron, right next to us.
Exactly. They look nice, and it's going to be nice to see those trophies. Like I said, last time they had it in 2021. It's been a little while since Artesia's won one. They were in the game last season, but it's been since 2015.
Cal Huntling to inbound to the right wing front court to Byers. Hands it off behind to Vega. Back door to the left block to Kincaid. Goes up strong with 2 hands and clinks it over the rim for 2. He's got 10 points. And a double-double now with 12 rebounds. 73-58, Eagles by 15. In the front court, who just checked in, Josiah Clay gets the ball on the left wing. Dumps it over to the left corner to Triviatis. Back to Clay. Cross court right to Hodge. He'll drive the lane, weave it through traffic with a windmill layup. Scoop on the right side, no good. Comes off the left rim, and Kincaid with his 13 rebound. Fires it down court to the right wing to Vega. Fadeaway 3, hits off the rim, no good. Put back up and blocked. Byers gets his rebound again and goes up strong. He's got 4 boards and his first bucket as he was blocked behind by Casares. 73-60, Eagles by 13. In the front court, Soria underhands it to Triviatis left wing. Back deep to top of the arc to Clay. Stop and go. Drives the lane. Hippity hop. Fadeaway J in the paint and it rolls in for 2. Josiah Clay now in the scorebook. 75-60 Eagles. Pass to half court to Hotling in the front side. Alley-oop backdoor, bringing it down as Byers goes back up with a fade, high off the glass, no good. Tip back over the front of the rim by Campbell with his 12th point of the game and 4th rebound. 75-62 Eagles. Stop and go now for the Eagles in the backcourt. That's Hodge. One hands it to the far sideline to Clay, and a timeout as Clay drives across the timeline. Coach Ross wants to talk to his team to get a sub in here. 52.3 seconds remaining. The Eagles up by 13. Who would ever thought as to how close this game was into the third quarter, the Hobbs would extend it to a double-digit lead.
Well, I was thinking they would do a lot of adjustments in the second half. During the halftime, they came out pretty quickly, actually. I didn't expect them as quickly as possible. But, yeah, they came out here, played much better, and made all the adjustments right.
75-62. We'll take a 30-second break. Your Eagles up by 13 in the championship here in Artesia. Back live to Artesia, the championship game of the City of Champions tournament. Your Hobbs Eagles leading big by 13 here in the late fourth quarter stages. It's going to be Hobbs basketball on the left baseline underneath their hoop. 75-62 the score. They're going to go 5-0 here on the season. Inbound comes to Wheeler, who checked in, left corner. He's going to go with the 3, and it's good. The sophomore nails one coming off the bench. Wheeler now with 7 points. It's now 78-62, a 15-point lead. Coming down the lane at the other end, Campbell lost the ball on the baseline, gets it back, kicks it left corner to McNeil. Backs it out against the defense of a new sub in the game. The other Beatty's out there, Brock Beatty. Driving the lane, gets rejected from behind. Nice swat on the ball by Josiah Clay. It goes out on the right baseline, back to Artesia. So Hobbs has Wheeler in there, Casares, Soria, and we just mentioned Beatty, Brock Beatty. And let's not forget about Josiah Clay. The inbound back deep left wing to Campbell for Artesia. Stop and go to the free throw line. Cradles, hippity hop, and they call the foul on the hold as he came down the paint. They'll call that against the Eagles. Josiah Clay, his second. That'll be the 15th foul. That will put the Bulldogs in the double bonus, and that'll send Charlie Campbell there. Has not shot a free throw in this game. He was saddled with some foul trouble, so he didn't get in much of that third quarter, and has come in here midway through the fourth. Has 12 points, but has only had one bucket since the start of the fourth. Clock stop with 23.6 remaining, and the Eagles up by 16. As we wait the first free throw.
67.25. That was what the average was so far of the games that Hobbs was able to score, and they're definitely outscoring their average.
Missed free throw for Campbell, 0 for 1 now. Score remains 78-62, and we got a big road trip coming up on Tuesday we'll talk about in the postgame show after all this big tournament action. Second free throw good for Campbell, got 1 of 2, now has 13. 78-63, Casares gets double teamed in the left corner, gets the ball back from Beatty, threw it in the lane to half court, overthrowing their teammate Clay. He brings it down to the right wing, fires up a three with nobody on him, and nails it. Clay now with 5 points all in the fourth. 81-63, the biggest lead is 18 for the Eagles. Going to the rack at the other end off the long pass, laying it up high off the glass was Dominguez. He's fouled over the top. He's got 4 now. Eagles were kind of slow getting back that time. They're going to count the bucket and give that foul call to Brock Beatty, his first. So double, not a double bonus. That basket was good, as Dominguez will get a chance to add to his point totals. 4.9 seconds remaining. Hobbs Eagle fans on their feet with some applause here, as waiting for the free throw for Corbin Dominguez. Those trophies are getting ready to be pulled out from behind the scores table. The taller one will go to the Hobbs Eagles and Coach Ronald Ross, 5-0 this season. Misses off the back of the rim, does Dominguez. Rebound on the right baseline by Wheeler, his third. Does it up to a head to a wide open Clay, who just kind of nonchalantly takes it to the basket. I don't know if they're going to count that or not.
No, it was after the...
I don't think they put the points up on the scoreboard. That will be the ball game. Your Hobbs Eagles at this point, unless they add the 2 points, 81-65. Big 16-point victory over Artesia for the City of Champions Tournament Championship here. We'll be back in 3 minutes with the Hobbs Eagle postgame show on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and the Cool 95.7 Facebook page. Welcome back to Artesia. The City of Champions tournament championship game is over. Your Hobbs Eagles victorious over Artesia, 81-65. Eagles are now 5-0 on the season. That was the first loss for Artesia here at the tournament. They are now 2-1. And Ron, kind of nail-biting times for the Eagles as they were trailing at the half, 31-29, but came back big and got 25 points in the third quarter compared to 15 for Artesia. And then at the final bit, they got some more big scoring, 27 points in that fourth quarter, and just 19 for Artesia. So those last two quarters with the defense, the pressure, the traps outside the perimeter in the front court for Artesia's offense, they were just continuing get those turnovers. Again, 31 turnovers for Artesia in this game. Hobbs just at 12, so doubling up in that category. It's all about the intensity and the pressure for Hobbs that got them in this game in the championship trophy.
Well, plus the fact that they got 52 points in the second half and Artesia was held to 34 points made a big difference. We knew that there would be adjustments in the second half. Hobbs has been becoming a second half presence. They have started off game strong in the first quarter. They didn't quite do it at this time around, but they made up for it. They were having some struggles. They were having some troubles trying to keep the ball in play, but still, nevertheless, they learned from their mistakes. I thought they did really well, especially with the pressure. They put a lot of pressure on the Bulldogs in the second half and made a big difference once again. 52 points is what Hobbs scored, and it's hard to beat a team that plays that, especially when you only score 34 points, even with the lead, 81-65 the final, and definitely a victory for Hobbs and the championship as well.
So let's talk about the numbers. First of all, for Artesia, they do finish with four in double figures, and former Hobbs Eagle, yes, Braylon Vega is the top of the chart. He had 18 points. He hit 2 3-pointers and was perfect from the charity stripe, 6 of 6. So he did step up his game. Kind of a quiet first quarter, just had 4 points and 7 at the half total, but gets 11 in the second half, including those 2 trays, and tried to keep his team in it. He had a lot of 3-point shots with a man in his face. I know Braddock Beatty was out there a few times, and a couple other players, Pena getting the hand right up there, but he does have a good stroke. But Vega with 18. 13 in the game for Charlie Campbell, who was having trouble with fouls. He had to sit out most of that third quarter with 4 fouls. Finished up with 13, came back in the fourth quarter. He had a couple of trays in that second that was hurting Eagles, and also getting a halftime lead for his squad. He also went 1 of 2 from the line and had 4 rebounds. It was Trent Eglin, one of their big boys, 6'4". He had 12 points, 1 tray, 1 for 1 from the line, and 5 rebounds. And last but not least in the double figures, Clay Kincaid, a double-double today. He's the 6'8" post player, 10 points and 13 rebounds for his Artesia Bulldogs. So again, 4 in double figures. Big drop-off after that. Tootie McNeil had 4 points, 0 for 3 on the line. Corbin Dominguez was 4 points. He went 2 for 4 on the charity stripe. Kale Hotling had 2 for 2 free throws, shooting for 2 points, and Jack Byers with 2. So a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players scoring in this ball game. They did out-rebound the Eagles barely, 33-29. Of course, 11 of their 12 players are 6 foot or taller, so they do have some good size out there. 13, though, for Clay Kincaid off the boards, 5 for Eglin, and 4 apiece for Byers and Campbell. Again, big unraveling for Artesia. There are turnovers. In fact, they had a ton of them after timeouts. That's not what a coach wants to see, but 31 total in terms of give-ups for Artesia. They were 12 of 19 from the charity stripe, 63%. They did get more, or the same amount of 3-pointers as the Eagles, 5, but of course Hobbs gets the upper hand with 16 more points on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and you always want to make sure that you get something going on, but Hobbs on the other hand pretty much adjusted for those timeouts, was able to anticipate what Artesia was going to do, and we kind of wondered what Artesia team we were going to see after a couple of games start the season, because last night they had the 19 points only in the first half, and so we weren't quite sure if we were going to see a strong showing, but we did. We actually saw a very good Artesia team. They held on through about 3 quarters, could not keep up with that fast pace of the Hobbs Eagles, and that's what we wanted to see. But, hats off to the Artesia Bulldogs. They had a good game, just wasn't good enough to get the victory, and they got runner-up 2 years in a row, so they can't be too unhappy about that.
And, of course, too, they got a lot of new guys getting some more playing time this year, and they're always going to be a force in the division beneath the Eagles. They're definitely going to go to state tournament action with the squad they have this season. Let's look at the Hobbs numbers now as they finish up with 3 guys in double figures, including Abraham Pena, 30 points in the contest. He hit a couple of trays and a lot of free throw opportunities for the Eagles. He was 7 of 8. Missed his first free throw of the season, unfortunately, here at the third game of the tournament. But again, this lights out in terms of point production. Really important points scoring in the third quarter, where he had 2 trays and 4 for 4 free throw shooting. So 10 points in that third quarter to kind of get the Eagles over the hump and into that double-digit lead.
Exactly was. And we didn't really we expected to see something like that. Of course, we already knew that Ronald Ross was probably out there saying, please calm down, just control yourself, control your body, control the ball. We've got plenty of time. You don't have to push it. You don't have to try to get those passes like we've seen last year and earlier in this game that they were trying to press it inside. Just flow it naturally. Do what you know how to do. Get it inside when you can. And, of course, always chase after those rebounds, and they did that, and they made the most of their opportunities.
Yeah, he also escaped fouling out. He had 3 fouls at halftime yesterday. Left the game with just 3, and today he had 4 fouls and stayed in the contest as well. So, again, big-time production for Abraham Pena. And, of course, he came into this game in terms of point average in the 2 games in the tournament. He was averaging 18.5. So here tonight he's almost doubling that number, or a little bit less than double, but still a big game for him. Also in the point production tonight, Peyton Hodge, big spark plug like he was yesterday against Carlsbad, 15 points. He had 6 of those in the fourth quarter, a couple of steals late and 2 rebounds. And this kid is just like plug him in, let him go, and he's going to go all over the court. Of course, did not play last season through much of the season, so definitely great to have him back on the roster and doing lots of great things with that athleticism that he does have. Jairus Turbiatis, 1 rebound away, unofficially that is, 1 rebound away from a double-double. He had 12 points in the game, 6 in the fourth quarter alone, and again, 9 rebounds for the Hobbs Eagles, and that kid is the Energizer Rabbit. If you have anybody on the team that goes from start to finish, regardless of what his scoring is, he is going to be the guy you look at, and that's Jairus Turbiatis. So great game for him, and he was on the line quite a bit tonight as well, but 4 for 7 overall from the charity stripe. Also in double digits for the Hobbs Eagles. I think we have one more, do we? Yes. No, we don't. I guess that was it there. So we got 30 for Pena, 15 for Hodge, and 12 for Jairus Turbiatis. Other than that, we got 7 from Amron Wheeler. Did a great job coming off the bench. He got that big 3 in the fourth quarter. Also 3 rebounds for the Eagles. Lyric Soria, the guard, he had 6 points, including a tray, 1 for 2 on the line. It was Parker Henderson with 4 points and 7 rebounds. Again, definitely need him on the glass game in and game out. Braddock Beatty hit a bucket for 2 and a rebound for his name. It was Josiah Clay coming off the bench, getting all 5 of his points in the fourth quarter. So he ended up with 5, and a great game for him, too, in that sub position. Hobbs Eagles getting 8 scorers in the books in this one. They had 5 3-pointers in the game, and 3 of those coming from Abraham Pena. Hobbs 12 of 18 for 66% from the charity stripe. And again, Ron, we mentioned that in the game yesterday against Carlsbad. They had 27 attempts at the line, a lot better than what we saw against Centennial, and in the first game here at the tournament, where they only had 7 attempts, getting 1 completed on that. But again, we're starting to see penetration is going to get you some foul calls and a chance for free throws.
Exactly, and the defense press. They're boxing them in and definitely causing some havoc, especially in the second half. Artesia was not answering enough. They weren't getting back in time to be able to get that. A couple of times there was a close to a 10-second rule where they were going to violation that they were going to lose that ball. So they had to take a couple of timeouts. They did not want to do that, but still, Artesia played pretty well considering as how they tried to keep up with Hobbs, but Hobbs was just using the jets and just running all over the place.
Rebounds, again, we mentioned they lost that battle barely, 33-29. 9 rebounds, the leader for the Eagles, Turbiatis. Henderson had 7, and Wheeler and Pena both getting 3 along with Lyric Soria coming on the boards. It's nice to see our guards really crashing when need be in these ball games. Hobbs, again, a lot less turnovers in the contest, 12 compared to 31 for Artesia. That's the big difference in this game. So Hobbs getting the victory, 81-65, a 16-point winner. Ron, they are 5-0 on the season.
And not only that, but they're also, that was a 7-game winning streak against Artesia. They now improved to 60-4 since 1949, 21-2 since the last 23 games. And, we've also got to remember that we're going to be facing this Artesia team once again in January in Hobbs.
Ron, we also got the results of the all-tournament team and a couple of Hobbs Eagles getting to that stage as well.
Exactly, 3 of them to be exact. And we already knew who it was going to be. It was Peyton Hodge, Abraham Pena, and Jairus Turbiatis. All 3 of those played great, and they earned those rewards. And definitely hats off to them for their achievements and all that they did on the court. They never left anything off the court. They put it on the court, and they played very well.
Well, big road trip for the Eagles. Just one game next week. The following week they'll have a few, but Tuesday night they will be in the Lone Star State, Texas, to take on San Angelo Central, the Bobcats, who currently have an 8-2 record. So that's going to be a major test for the Eagles. Of course, these Texas teams tend to have a lot more games under their belts once the Eagles finally have a chance to face them. But again, 8-2 record for this squad. All their games, it looks like, against Texas opponents. They open up with 2 wins. Brewer, Texas, 64-59 in overtime. They pounded Del Rio down in the south there, 93-53 by 40. Did lose to Shoemaker, 81-55. Got by Abilene by 7, 68-61. Greenwood, Texas, they thrashed 94-48. Wiley, 87-74. Trinity, Taft, Ysleta, all big wins on those games. On their last contest, though, they lost to New Braunfels, 73-65. So, again, they're going to come into that game with 1 loss on their record since their first loss earlier in the season. But the Hobbs Eagles would like to make it another one and keep their record at 6-0.
Exactly. They would love to get a road win, and especially in Texas, that would show a lot of people. I mean, it doesn't – I don't know. We never could figure out if it actually helps or hurts them in the end towards the rankings. But still, it's always nice to see another victory, whether it be in-state or out-of-state, and definitely against Texas, someone we haven't seen in a long time. So, yeah, it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a fast one, and it's definitely going to be interesting to see who comes out on top.
And because of the time change in the Central Time Zone, that game will be at 6 o'clock our time, Mountain Time, 5:45 pregame, and the tip-off at 6 o'clock, and it's 7 o'clock if you're in the Central Time Zone, if you're going to be traveling around over there. But, again, 5:45 on Tuesday night, the only game next week, so definitely want to check that out. And then pretty quickly around the corner, the Hobbs Holiday Tournament. After a couple of games prior to that the following week, then the tournament again. Lots of great contests. Eagles going to open up with Las Cruces High, which is kind of a tough matchup. That team tends to be in the tournament and going far in the playoffs year after year.
And again, you got to love the fact of the tenacity of Hobbs. You know, you can pick an easy schedule, and a lot of teams do early on. You know, it's like college. You know, you get your gruff games where you just get your hand-me-downs and your easy wins, and you just test out all your players. But instead, Hobbs goes for it. They go for the jugular. They try to get the best, and that's what we love about them. They never shy away from competition.
81-65 the final as the Eagles win by 16 to go to 5-0 on the season. The victory over Artesia for the City of Champions Classic Tournament. And Ron, our sponsors for these 3 days of games that we've had live on the internet and the radio for free.
Always got to thank these sponsors. It is Lee County State Bank, IPS, LECO, TDS, Thriftway, Laval Insurance, Eunice Pump and Supply, Lasco Construction, Forest Tire, NMJC, Excel Energy, Albertsons Market, First American Bank of Hobbs, and NMR Pipeline. Thanks again for your support. Without you guys, we would not be able to do this.
Thanks to Evie back at the station. For Ron Gunner, myself, Ty Friend. We'll see you Tuesday, 5:45 in the state of Texas. Have a great rest of a weekend out there. Your Hobbs Eagles champions here in Artesia.